India is a very troubling situation right now, they're also facing, I think, a Cat 5 cyclones coming up to Bangladesh, and we should pray that, inshallah, it's good to pray for the people there. Hopefully they're spared. You know, that these things, sometimes they dissipate before they actually have landfall. But it's a very serious cyclone now in the ocean. So India is a problem. I mean, I read recently the book by Gulvakir, and I was so troubled by it, you know, because he was the he didn't found the RSS, which was the predecessor of the current party that's in power now. He was not the founder of it, but he was the first caliph, you know, he was the first one that took over from the founder. And it's a very frightening book just in terms of his views, and the fact that the book was, the author, you know, the current head of India actually wrote his biography and sees him as a hero. So that was very troubling to see that, you know, because this guy was praising Hitler. He was, it was a really strange book. He has this view of Hindutva, and this idea that India is Mother India is sacred and only the Hindus can actually set foot on it. So it's not just the Muslims that are under threat now, it's also the Christians and the Jains and the Sikhs and the other groups. And it's really important, I really want to emphasize this. There's a lot of Hindus that are very troubled by this. And it's very important that we don't do the same thing to them that has been done to us, where we get blamed for the extremists amongst us. There are undeniably extremists there, but there are a lot of very decent Hindu people. And so we don't want to see that happen. We actually need to ally with the people that are opposed to this. There's people here that are very troubled by what's happening. So, you know, in Kashmir is another tragedy. And that's a tragedy of it's that classic thing of colonialism, because that was left unsettled, and he actually, the current Modi went against the constitution because that's an unsettled issue. But it's the Punjab, right? It's the 5 rivers. Strategically, whoever controls Kashmir controls India and Pakistan, and that's just a fact. And that's unfortunate for the Kashmiris. You know, they're beautiful people. I've always really had wonderful experiences with Kashmiris. They're really decent people. They're mountain people, they're tough people. But, and they have a deep Islam. And I actually I had a experience of a karama from a Kashmiri sheikh, because I met this man, and he had a cane from a Kashmiri sheikh who sent it to me. He started 150 Quran schools in Kashmir, and he sent me his cane, which in some traditions, if a sheikh gives you a cane, it means he's supporting you with his du'as and his prayers. So it was a real blessing to get that. He gave me at the airport, in Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. So I still have the cane. But, we should pray for them and do what we can. And the Indian Muslim Relief Fund that Manzoor Ghori is a really good organization to help. So prayers are important, but also advocacy is important. I mean, this is where activism is very useful in doing what we can to lobby. I mean, the Hindu community has very powerful lobbies in the United States. It's a very powerful community. And like I said, we can't blanket all of them into that. But Hindu nationalism is very strong right now. You're seeing a rise of European nationalism. These are all very troubling signs, because it's good to love your country, but nationalism is a type of collectivism that can actually be a disease. So, I mean, we should be patriotic in that we love our country and want good for our country wherever we're from. But this idea, my country, right or wrong, that's a disease. That's how every empire falls.